What's up, guys? It's Faydster here. Pardon the wind, I'm out walking. This is going to be a little walk and talk stream, but I just need to vent on a few things, and I don't know how long it will take. That's why I decided to just go ahead and do it live instead of just doing a video. But it's currently Sunday, June 2nd, and today I've had a pretty rough day. I haven't called anybody, or I've attempted to call one person, didn't get an answer. Nobody's been around, so I've pretty much just been outside all day. I had a dream last night, and I've been kind of down ever since I had that dream. Last night, I had my fifth dream about my ex-girlfriend, and I want to remind you guys that I never dreamt about my girlfriend when I was with her or before, and I've only dreamt about her since the breakup about 2.5 months ago. And to say things have been rough would be an understatement. You guys could probably see it on my face how rough things have been. But truth be told, I've been told by literally everybody around that things will get better and that you will get better. Well, for a while, it seemed like things were getting a lot better. Then one thing happened about a month ago that has completely changed the dynamic of the way I think. And even though what happened a month ago has been patched up, and my ex-girlfriend and I are actually on better terms now, understanding each other than what we were then, it has not been easy. It has not been easy at all. I told you guys, switching hands here, I told you guys that I dreamt about her. I know for a fact I've had those 5, I can only really recall 2 or 3 of them. But what they symbolize, I don't know. I've never actually revealed my dreams to my therapist or a counselor and anybody of that sort, to be honest. But it's like the first dream I had about, and it's because of the notes, that's the only reason I'm able to remember that, oh yeah, that's what happened, you know? And that dream, and mind you, I'm just going in order of the dreams that I remember. That first dream I had about her was just so strange. It happened about 3 weeks post-breakup, 2.5, 3 weeks. And we still had each other on social media and stuff like that. And that dream went about something like I was a kid, and I was out searching for her. And, I found her. But, whenever she turned around, she just kind of gave me like this look of reassurance, like things were going to be okay, But then I woke up and that was the end of that dream, and I was just like, wow, I'm not sure what this is supposed to symbolize, but I felt really good for a while. Well, afterwards, I had a few more dreams, and another one I remembered vividly, and it was about right before me and the ex had a fight, and that fight ended up with me being blocked on all forms of social media except for Facebook, and I'm pretty sure she blocked my number too. But we have an understanding on that, and it's just a boundary that we have set up so that we're not lurking in the background of each other's lives right now. But it was that dream consisted of, I was running after her in the street, I guess, or what happened was I was walking along the sidewalk, and then I spotted her mother walking on the other side, and I went to go run to catch up to her, because my ex's parents, and on top of my ex, have been in my life virtually the entire time I've been on this earth. So I went to go catch up with her mother, and then she just randomly appeared next to her mother. And then I started chasing after her again, because it seemed like every time I would get close, she would get far away, and she didn't know I was trying to catch up to her. She had her back turned. Well, eventually I did beat that, and I caught up to her, and when she turned around, she turned into like the 10-year-old version of herself, and I woke up just like so sad. I'm like, I don't know what this means. I just don't. Well, cut to last night, and I had a very vivid dream, almost lucid in nature. I was self-aware that it was a dream, and that's the first time that's happened. I knew I was dreaming because in this dream, I had my phone out. I was like at like a resort or some place like that with some friends, and I don't know what friends I was with, but I just know I was there with some other people. And I checked my phone, and on my phone, on my snap, I saw that, I was unblocked and that I could view her story again, and that I was even on her private story. Well, whenever I clicked on it, it brings up the snap map, and at the same like resort, wherever this place was, and she was all by herself in this swimming pool, and it was nighttime. Well, I told my friends, it's like, look, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go see her, So I left them, and I, whiz over to the pool area, and I see she just sitting there in the pool by herself, all alone, kind of looking at her phone, not really seeing me, but I get in the pool next to her, and she doesn't get away. She doesn't acknowledge, but she doesn't really. She doesn't acknowledge, but she also doesn't like unacknowledge me. Whatever a better word for that is. But we got a car. But it's so weird because it's like I know. I even told myself in this dream. It's like I know this is a dream. It's like I know this is a dream. So I'm trying to like milk it and be around her as much as I could in this dream. Well, eventually I did get out of it, and I woke up, and I felt okay, but since the day's gone on, I've just felt like this lingering sadness. And it reminds me that I have a lot on my plate as it is. And, I'm getting checked out on Tuesday for my mental health because, everybody's been telling me, it gets better, and it hasn't. Nothing has gotten better. Nothing has gotten better. I guess like the feelings get better, but my emotions and my mental health have not gotten better. They've gotten worse. And I think that's the whole focal point of me making this live stream was, even though there's nobody watching it, I probably will go back and watch it again some other time if it gets archived. Because, one day soon I'm going to get over all this shit, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at this chapter, and I'm just going to think to myself, like, I was in such a dark headspace. I've never been in this headspace before in my entire life. I've been depressed. I've been riddled with anxiety, but it's like, it's just this, it won't go away. No matter how hard I try, no matter what I do, it just doesn't go away. It stays there. It lingers. And that's why I finally rolled the dice. Like, it's been months. I shouldn't still be feeling this way. Not with everything I got going on. I should not be feeling so sad and so down, even though I've been working on myself. I've been putting forth the effort to want to be better. And my ex knows that. I'm just so tired of feeling so sad. And it's like everything going on. It was, my grandpa dying last February. It was, a fellow sailor in my unit committing suicide. It was me trying to like cope by finding people to just engross myself with. Before I was with my ex, I attempted to get with like 4 other women, and they didn't succeed at all. All of them knew I was meant for somebody better than them, so it didn't really affect me in a bad way. But it's like, I basically went from traumatic event to traumatic event, and then I got with my girlfriend, and then she cuts it off because she wants to work on herself because she felt like she wasn't giving what she wanted in the relationship. And I applaud her for being so mature and standing up and saying, look, I can't do it right now. Okay, that's fine. I just wish you would have told me, because I would have respected that boundary a little bit sooner. And, it's the overwhelming guilt that I feel. It's the sadness. It's just this overall feeling of melancholy. And then a couple months ago, I was toying with the idea of, switching from active duty to reserve. And I was like, nah, that's so stupid. I got my whole career ahead of me. I'm doing fine. Like, we're keeping our head above water. We've been down before, but we're not going to stay down. Well, it's been 2 months almost since that point, and it has not gotten better. I got recycled from my main class, and they graduate in 6 weeks, or in 8 weeks, and I'm stuck here until September with this class. Well, and that's fine, because the more time the better, because that allows me to explore that option again of going reserves. Because I think I finally figured out, with everything going on, the whole Pandora's box of shit that's been opened up on me, I think it's finally made me realize that I just don't need the active duty side of things anymore. I've endured a lot in almost 7 years, and I just think I don't want to do it anymore right now. That doesn't mean I want to leave the military. That just means I don't want to be active. Like, I think I should, in my mind, what I'm telling myself is I need to get on with my life and, like, either be a reservist or something. Like, I need to get on with my life, because it's becoming detrimental to me to want to be on active duty anymore. So much stuff happens, and yeah, you're supposed to grow and learn from it, but it's like, at what point am I not growing and learning and it's just hurting? Because, and I want to say it, being on active duty didn't affect my relationship at all. Heaven, my ex-girlfriend, will tell you, first and foremost, it's like it had nothing to do with it. Okay, nice. So I don't feel as guilty about it then. But it's good luck trying to find somebody that'll want to be in your life while being an active duty soldier in the Army, or a sailor, or a Marine, or an airman. It's not going to happen in my eyes. I used to be so envious of how people had not just girlfriends, but they had like wives. And I'm like, I don't know how you guys made it work. And I was over here struggling just to get somebody to look in my direction and talk to me. That was something I struggled with for years. And then all of a sudden last year, like a light went off. Now I got people that'll talk to me all day long, want to go out with me. Hell, Heaven and I became a thing because she just randomly popped into my life again last year. She'd been out of it for about 7 years. Ever since, some personal things happened to her in 2016, she virtually had me out of her life. Like, she didn't follow me on Instagram. I had her on Snap in high school. But then she removed me. She removed everybody. She even removed her close friends and only let in a select few that she still is with now to this day. She didn't try to date. She had her status out there, but nobody was trying to date her. Or maybe she just didn't want to be disappointed. Whatever. But, I was her first boyfriend. She was my first girlfriend. And it couldn't have been any more storybook because, we bond on a personal level already because we have a shared history together for about the past 20 years. Well, I guess it complicated things, but it didn't seem like it when we were together. You know, the thought never crossed any of our minds, at least in my mind, that, you know, this might end one day and it might fuck things up. You know, like, she added me back on Snap last January. I was so grateful to have had her back on my Snap. Then, you know, she has me like on her, no, she didn't have me on her private until we started dating, but she, let's see here, what else happened? She then just follows me back on Instagram in June of last year, and that's when we kind of started talking here and there. You know, like, she really started talking to me around my birthday in July of last year, and her birthday's 10 days after mine. And, you know, she sent me a snap that she took of us on the bus back in high school. And I'm so glad she remembers me. I was so blessed. And that was my first sign. It's like, I think she wants to do something sometime. Okay, well, I was engrossed with some random chick named Mary, and I was completely obsessed with her, even though she did not feel the same way about me. So heaven was not even on my radar, like, at all, in any shape or form. Then I went home, I left home and went back to San Diego for just about a week, and then came back, brought my stuff from the Navy with me to my dad's place, stayed there for just a few days, and then drove up to my hometown of Quincy. And I was there about a total of like 2 or 3 days before I get on Tinder, and Heaven's on there. She'd been on there for a while. I mean, I'm not going to hide the fact that whenever I was home in July, she liked me on Tinder, but I left swiped her because I didn't know who she was at that time. I know she was a total stranger by then. You know, she changed herself so much. I didn't know if she was even the same person. You know, she changed so much physically too. I didn't know if I still had the attraction to her. Well, then in August, she liked me again. And, you know, I looked at it for about 10 minutes, and I had her on Snap right then and there. And I liked her. I right swiped, and it matched us. And I immediately texted her on Snap, and I told her, you know, you love to see it, something like that. Because we talked a few times after that point, but she never had admitted that she wanted to go out with me. It was just kind of implied. Well, I mean, I matched with her on Tinder, and you know, it was like late at night, and she told me, oh, you know, like, we'll discuss it tomorrow. I gotta work. We could figure something out. Okay, no problem. We eventually agreed to meet up a couple days later at this place called the Abbey, and I'd never been there before, and it was a recommendation of hers. So I went there, met her there. You know, she was different, but she was still the same girl I'd always known for my entire life. We hung out a lot. And then I had to leave town again a few weeks later to go work on my reenlistment for the Army. And, you know, we were flirting back and forth, texting each other, being just so great for one another. And that continued all the way into me getting back into the Army, me going to basic again, me coming back for block leave. And the last time I hung out with my girlfriend was on block leave. And it hurts not to remember any of the good stuff, because we didn't have any bad memories. It doesn't hurt to remember that stuff. It hurts to know that that's not going to happen right now. You know, I was in Virginia for about a month, and then she called it quits. And since then, my depression has been monumentally crazy. You know, like, I try to hide it. I try to find things to keep myself occupied, to keep my mind occupied. I keep getting told by everybody else, it's like, don't lose yourself over this. You know, it's you'll get better. This and that and the other. Well, you know, the weeks of being able to eat and sleep, it doesn't get better. You know, the days where I'm just sitting in class and then, you know, I can feel my anxiety building up, doesn't get better. You know, I have to excuse myself from the class because I can't function with all the anxiety building up in me. I have to literally remove myself from the situation. And it sucks so much. And, you know, like I said, we're on good terms. Like, I'm leaving her alone. I'm letting her work on herself like she wishes to do. But I just miss her presence in my life. You know, like, you took yourself out of my life after that shit that happened in high school. And then you found your way back to me. I didn't have to search for you. You found your way back to me. And you wanted to be with me. And you know how good we had it together. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, we have a great future together down the road. You know, she's the perfect wife in my mind. I'm so, it has altered who I am. It has changed me, maybe for the better. I won't even lie. Maybe it's for the better. But it's, you know, I'm stuck here until September. I will get out of here. But what I wish to happen is when I get out of here, I just go straight home. Because I don't want to go to a unit somewhere and just have a total mental breakdown. If I'm still feeling this way after 3 months, then, you know, 3 months from now, what happened? You know, what if that happens then too? I don't want to go through that. I'm sorry. I don't want to disappoint anybody. So I think it's better for me to leave the active side and go home and be where I need to be. Because going home on Memorial Day weekend and being around my family helped me so much. It really did show all the perspectives. It really did show how much I've missed out on. And then hopefully maybe one day when she's ready again, she'll try it with me. I pray to God every night that I get another chance with her. I do. Because nobody will give her what I can give her. Nobody will basically worship her the way I do. Nobody will appreciate her for who she is, unlike me. And I'm just talking boyfriends. I'm not talking friends. None of that. And I would love to marry that girl one day if given the opportunity. I hope it happens one day.